Far be it for me to judge, but there is a question in the market right now as to whether or not Steinhoff is doing too much at the same time. Are acquisitions a need to diversify, or are they just a way to boost declining profitability? They say follow the billionaires and you follow the money. This is The Money Makers, and I'm Bruce Whitfield. Tonight, we've got our chief sniffer dogs. Those sniffer dogs following the money: Sasha Narishkin, director at Vestact, and Onan Nkomo is executive partner at Inkunzi Investments. About two billionaires in Christo Visa Steinhoff and its chosen direction, and why Warren Buffett is not only relinquishing part of his stake in Walmart but growing his stake in Apple. Following the billionaires, or is a wise strategy, Sasha Narishkin?
Well, in fact, Warren Buffett has made many millionaires by not doing any
stupid deals
or dilutions.
Yes,
of course. So he has issued capital, issued equity. Sorry. But he's never done a share split. So if you want to go and buy a Berkshire, good luck to us. We'll piece our monies together and buy it at over $200,000 a share.
You've got to basically get a syndicate together to go and buy a share.
Well, there were mom and pop investors back in the early days, the late 60s, school teachers and the like, who liked the guy, he spoke sense. And I heard your interview yesterday with Christo Visa.
Yeah.
He's like the billionaire next door. He just makes sense.
Not all of us live next door to billionaires, but then we're not all asset managers, Mr. Narishkin.
Some billions.
Some billions.
Exactly.
Look at what Steinhoff is up to. It's making acquisitions all over the place, recently upping its bid for Poundland, and then while doing that in the United States, first foray into a country that's chowed more South African millions than any other country on earth.
Australia.
Australia, okay, one of the countries in the world that has chowed lots of South African millions, and they're going and they're paying $64 for a $29 company to get access to 48 United States selling mattresses. Now, there's deep thought clearly that's gone into this. They don't do nothing for nothing.
Absolutely.
So, what's your thinking about what they're up to?
Look, I think you're right. The guys seem to be doing quite a lot in a short space of time, but I guess. Like I was saying earlier in the show, I think these guys have almost always operated like a corporate finance, private equity type of house, where they go out and they look for opportunities and make these deals work most of the time. And I think they're paying about $2.4 billion for the mattress company in the USA. And I think if the company's got 25% market share, those are some of the things that the guys would have looked at and said, we're getting into this space, fairly defensive market. I think, if you're going to buy a mattress, you're just going to buy a mattress, whether it's a recession or not. And I think their portfolio is really nicely diversified across the world.
Does it make you sleep easy? Sorry.
It depends on the quality of mattress.
Do you want to give them a mattress?
Now listen, Sasha, they are in the furniture business. I mean, the roots of Steinhoff are, of course, in Goma. Then we've seen Steinhoff, the second biggest furniture retailer in Europe, but they have almost made missteps. They have made mistakes in the past and have almost been rescued from their own folly in the past as well. Who says that they're not making another mistake this time? I'm referring specifically to JD Group. Didn't they want to pay 95 Rand a share for it or something?
And at the time, I think it was a third of their market cap. So, and we all saw how Abel and Elleren's buying a furniture company, we all saw that movie and how it turned out. So, I guess, but what's changed since then is that Christo Visa is backing a specific horse. We're full of puns, aren't we?
We're full of puns, but for those of you who don't know, Steinhoff's founders are big in the ponies, the real ones.
The real ponies.
Yeah.
In Marcus Jooste, who's a deal maker extraordinaire, and they got
the
a
corporate
very
finance
strong...
guys.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what he's referring to. So they're more like a private equity business and morphing into what Brait used to be and what Brait is now.
So is it a good bet to be following where Christo Visa is? Because if we look where Visa is, at one time, ShopRite was his biggest business.
That's now 18 billion Rand. That's
his stake. So his stake in ShopRite is worth 18 billion. His stake in Brait is worth what?
21, and that includes the 1.4 million shares that he gobbled up at lower prices.
But that, he did that this week.
Yes, he probably used his dividends as well, because they came Monday.
Came on a Monday.
162 million Rand, Bruce.
Just done like that. Thank you very
Yeah.
much for playing. And then Steinhoff then
59.
is the biggest chunk of his wealth.
And then, of course, there's Invicta, 1.5 billion. And Pallinghurst, don't
forget
forget,
Pallinghurst.
500 million.
So-
So if you add it all up, I think. And they're also preferreds, etc.
Okay, so
Prefs,
let's
yeah.
create a portfolio of billionaires. Okay, I know Brian Joffe is sort of retiring, but you chuck 20% of your money into Bidcore, you chuck 20% of your money into Remgrow, you chuck 20% of your money into Steinhoff, Brait, and into ShopRite. Is that a good portfolio? Billionaires
Seems to have
portfolio?
worked for him.
Yeah, and then what the question is always going to be, what are you going to do with the Naspers?
Oh,
Talking
okay.
about
6 shares.
Coast
6
There
shares.
you go. You
6
know?
shares. Do I have any advance on 6?
Yeah,
Would that be a
so-
decent portfolio, though? I mean,
You
that's
need
the
some
billionaires
healthcare.
portfolio.
Need some healthcare in there.
And you're throwing some
That seems
Discord.
smart. Okay,
Smart.
7 billionaires.
There we go. Yeah.
Should we follow the billionaires?
I think, I mean, there's a reason why they got rich. They didn't start out with the intention of wanting to do it for the money. If you ask
Absolutely.
a lot of those guys who are worth a lot of money, they didn't start out with the intention of saying, I'm going to get rich. They wanted to make a difference.
Discovery, Adrian Gore, 8.
There's another
Okay.
one.
Yeah. You know, the list goes on. Eh?
But the point is, at what point in the cycle are they worth following? Obviously, day one, as the moms and pops did with Berkshire Hathaway in the early days. If you'd followed Anton Rupert as he went around the Stellenbosch winelands raising capital for his first
Mouton as
cigarette
well.
business.
Mm.
Okay,
You
okay,
forgot-
nine
you
companies,
forgot
nine
Yanni
companies.
Mouton. How could
Nine
you forget
companies.
Yanni?
And GT
You know,
Pereira.
you know.
No, but first
10,
round.
yeah,
Okay.
Of
first
course.
round. There we go. We got 10. That's enough.
That's a portfolio.
Let's stop right there. You know.
But if you did a billionaires ETF, that would be quite a fun one to do, because you could actually, and then you chuck a bit of Berkshire Hathaway in there because you need an ETF structure in order to do that.
Yeah.
You
And a bit of offshore
But
exposure.
Berkshire manages about 90 companies.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Is it
with
a good
over-
strategy to follow the billionaires?
I think you know what, you asked a question about the cycle, and I guess my answer to that is these billionaires don't really care what part of the cycle they are in. It's their money that's at play at all the times. So whether the market is down or the market is doing well, they'll always be looking around for great opportunities. And I think it definitely, if you just look at the performance of those stocks you have mentioned, I mean, it's the proof is in the pudding.
Okay, past performance is no guarantee of future performance. I sound like a financial services ad. But if you're
What's
going
your
to...
FSB?
but if it's my money that I am putting into any asset that I am buying, I know my future depends on it. Trust me, I will do my best to make sure.
You will,
that's-
but if the value, if Christopher Visa's value halves overnight,
I don't think he's
he gets very sad about losing the game that day. If your value or my value halves overnight, we sleep, if we're lucky, on the sofa tonight.
Or in a mattress
An
somewhere.
old one, on a pavement. And that's the reality. So is it worth following the billionaires? Give me a straight answer, Narishkin.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I think without a doubt, there's a reason why they created wealth, because these are wealth creators. They're people who are employers. What else did he say to you?
No, he
in
said
the
so many
interview, he said
things.
he employs in all the structures
100
300,000
Yeah, yeah.
people. With 300,000 people.
A
So,
third of those are in ShopRite alone.
so the ability for capital to be able to employ, and that's what a lot of people lose when they think about capitalism versus socialism. Capitalism has done more to eradicate poverty. Yes, there are differences.
Thomas Piketty's weakest point. And when he talked,
Who?
Thomas Piketty,
Sorry, I didn't read his book.
you didn't, you should have, because it gives you some soul. The point he misses is precisely in the ability of capital to add growth and value. He misses
course.
that point.
Of course, and I agree with Sasha. You know, socialism I don't think has created the same kind of job numbers that.
They create lots of numbers,
That's
just nobody
right.
got paid.
I mean, like Steinhoff on his own employs 90,000 people
Yeah.
globally, and they've got like 6,500 outlets or something in their whole portfolio.
As things stand right now,
Yeah.
you're allowed, in your individual capacities, to buy shares in 3 billionaires companies, anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world.
Yes.
Okay, you first. Sir.
Give me one.
I thought that was
Give me,
kind.
and you're not allowed to double up, so you get first pick.
Listen, I think I'll support Warren Buffett's
Warren
last
Buffett.
punt.
So you can't have Buffett.
It's fine. I'll go for Alphabet. And can I throw in a quick fact there?
Yes.
Larry and Sergey, who the founders, aren't worth collectively what Bill Gates is worth. Isn't that sad?
Well, they've only been at it for
Compounding.
10. They've been at it for 10 years. Gates has been at it for
Yeah,
40
I
years.
suppose.
Okay, so Alphabet, right?
And I think also Facebook has done well there. And since they
Okay.
started doing advertising on their platform, they're doing amazingly well.
Okay, Facebook. You got to have
Yeah.
at least one local. Sasha?
I think in the luxury goods space, which is a great space, let's follow the money, which we haven't mentioned here.
Rishis.
Johan Rupert.
You're 100 Rupert?
Richemont.
But you would go Richemont, you wouldn't go Remgro.
Yeah, I'd definitely go Richemont, because
Okay.
remember, Remgro don't own anymore.
No, they don't.
Especially at those prices. I
and
think
then a
Rishis
local
is
one.
attractive.
A local one for you, huh?
It's just,
Follow the money.
Look, I'm going to think I'll go with the Animutons.
You'll go with the
And,
Animuton, but where
yeah.
will you go with the Animuton? Will you go to
PSG.
Kiro? Will you go
I'll
to
go with
PSG?
PSG. Then you get the broader.
Okay, so
all
you
the
get a
holdings.
bit of Capitec,
Yeah.
you get a bit of Kiro in there,
Exactly.
you get a bit of PSG Consult and lots of
Zeta,
other bits and
etc.,
pieces.
etc. Yeah.
Okay, so your three then are Warren Buffett, so Berkshire Hathaway.
Yeah.
You would take Facebook, and you would take some Yanni Mouton.
Absolutely.
Sasha, your third one?
My third one, what about some Adrian Gore?
Some Adrian Gore.
Oh,
a little bit of Adrian
man.
Gore.
Discovery, yeah.
Yeah, there's an interesting piece today talking about the
bank.
banking ambitions, and so that's the big game changer. Certainly,
To be able
in
to
South
not
Africa.
just nibble,
No,
because
absolutely.
I think the article said nibble.
Nibble. No,
Yeah.
they're feeling peckish. You won't get vitality points once they start devouring the banking sector.
But
Now
I
listen,
sort of prefer investing in the things I can understand what the guys are selling.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't.
so those are your three billionaires.
you know.
Sasha, remind us your three billionaires.
Alphabet,
Yeah.
I mean Google,
Yes.
Richemont,
Yeah.
and then Discovery.
And
There we
Disco.
go. Follow the billionaires. And that's what we've done this evening, looking at whether or not Steinhoff is biting off more than it can chew. I think the consensus this evening, because we kind of lost track, is no, they're not. They've got a really good track record. Yes, they have misstepped. But what is different today to what happened when they tried to buy Steinhoff is now you've got Christo Visa in the Godfather seat, as, making sure that everybody behaves themselves properly. And of course, the guest on the show last night. Thanks to Onan Gomo, executive partner at Nkunzi Investments, and to Sasha Narishkin, who's a director at Vestac. More billionaires and investment ideas to dissect and look at, and maybe even interview next time on The Moneymakers. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.